Monday, 25th of March, 2024. So take an early retirement, or take a mini retirement, really. Take a mini retirement, more technically. So about 10 or so years ago, 8 years ago, I read The 4-Hour Workweek for the first time by Tim Ferriss. And among a few things that I learned back then was to take a mini retirement. I remember vaguely, like every 6 months or so, something to that effect. Once or twice a year, or 4 times a year, depending on life and whatever else. Now, the idea was, back then, in the book, was rather than waiting for a certain age in the future to retire, take mini retirements here and there and disengage, relax, do something different, have a change of scenery, go somewhere else, do something different, whatever else. Because recently, yesterday and Friday, Saturday, Sunday, over the weekend, I was away in a different part of England with a mentor of mine, basically. His home, talking to him about life and business, whatever else. And it's always a pleasure, always an absolute pleasure being there. The house, the area, the nature, everything. It's a great chance to do some work, be in nature, record videos, whatever else. It's a beautiful little place to be. Always a pleasure. And the weather is just perfect. It's just a really, really nice little place to be. So I was thinking, this in a way is a mini retirement, what I'm doing here. I'm here again. I'm disengaging from my day-to-day, my quotidian life, the day-to-day things, and I am in some way different, doing other things, seeing other things, talking about other things, and being right next to nature, like meters and meters away. There is a forest, basically 20, 30 meters from where I'm staying. It takes moments to get to it, nothing. Put your shoes on and you're in the forest. Nature, it's nice, green, fresh air, whatever. It's just refreshing, nice to be somewhere. And again, I realised this is a mini retirement, because I realised about 10 years ago, September 2014, that every time I come back from travelling from abroad, it's like entering a new chapter in life, because I come back and I have a fresh perspective on things. I look at things differently and appreciate things differently, because I've been doing something else and being somewhere else for a short period of time. In this context, as a different part of England. So I'm able to come back here and think and look more critically, more strategically what I'm doing or thinking or planning, or not double guessing, but like thinking again and encouraging to think more carefully about things. And that was a mini retirement back there. I was just doing things differently and having a different time. Great. So it seems that in life, every now and then we want to not double guess, not doubt, but revise our thoughts, revise our strategies. Am I doing the best thing I'm doing? Am I doing that most high value thing I can do right now? Is what I'm doing worthwhile? What am I overlooking? What can I change? What can I improve? What can I do differently? Countless different things. Because we see, when we are too caught up in day-to-day life, we can't see the forest from the trees. We're too close to it. When we disengage, go somewhere else, do something different, live somewhere else, and come back to it, it's that change of scenery. It's that new insight, that new point of view, which is priceless. It allows us to think more carefully about what we are doing, what we are talking about, what we are seeing. That's very important. So it was very fun, very nice to be there. And I feel ever so slightly different now. I feel more an appreciation for nicer things, more an appreciation for nature and being somewhere quiet. Because one or two criticisms of the place, and the architecture, so to speak, the building standard is, it's a little too close to a main road, and I can hear the cars in the distance. And I'm thinking, well, the way around that would be to have a thick bushes to block the view of the car, a view of the road, and muffle the noise. But again, technicalities. But it's these things where I'm going to a new place, and I can then think what would do better, what's better. Maybe change this, change that. How can I improve? That's important. And then apply that here as well. Like, what can I do better? What can I improve? What can I do in order to get that kind of lifestyle more so? Well, there's different things, there's different ideas, so things like that. So it's very possible to have, a better life, And to achieve that, we need to think more critically and carefully about our own lives. And if we're too stuck in the details, too stuck in the day-to-day life, we need to take a step back, and then we can look at it again through fresher eyes and have a deeper appreciation and get other ideas on what to do, what to improve. But also, interestingly, by going to these nice places, it increases the dopamine receptors in the mind. It gets us addicted, quote unquote. It gets us craving something more, craving that more, craving, in this case, this context, craving a higher quality of living more. And that's powerful. That's powerful because that's a good way to keep you motivated, keep you pushing onwards. Motivation and discipline are two important things. They're probably two sides of the same coin, really. But when you have a taste for success, and then you come back and then you realize what's needed, what can I improve in order to get that level of success in my own life, make it permanent, not a temporary pleasure, then it's like we're moving towards it bit by bit. We're moving towards getting an ideal life by our own standards. We're moving closer and closer. I realized a year ago, 6 months ago, that all the time, every day, I'm moving closer and closer to my goals, my overall goals, even this vlog and all the things I do every day, moving closer and closer and closer to the ideal goal that I want. And one way to realize objectively if we are moving closer to it is to take away from the quotidian, the day-to-day life, come back to it and realize what can we do differently. Yeah. Yes. So that. And also, mini retirement is just a nice way of disengaging, doing something different. I have an acquaintance of mine who, as far as I can tell, he hasn't gone abroad in years, and he just works all the time, which is fine. Nothing wrong with working, but I can't help but think, is your life really that bad where you have to work 24/7 just to stay afloat, and you can't afford to take time off to go traveling somewhere or whatever else, or having change of scenery? But that's another conversation, because I messaged him back in October last year, 2023. I said to him, as in this nice bit of nature with a waterfall behind me, I said to him, you need to get out of the house more. Go to places other than the specific places he goes. And that fell on deaf ears. So I think that acquaintance of mine could have really done with a mini retirement, having a change of scenery and coming back home with a fresh perspective, a fresh point of view. But of course, he's an adult. He can do what he wants. No problems. But that's a little observation I had in life quite recently, where I went to this nice place. Nature, location, very very private, quiet, apart from, say, the road. You can hear the cars pass by in a short distance, 50, I'd say 30, 35, 40 meters away. You can see the cars through the bushes. Not ideal, but it's a small minor thing. Small things like that. But otherwise, amazing. Take a mini retirement. Have a change of scenery. Do and go somewhere different. How cool is that? Otherwise, you will see me tomorrow.